The Trickster is an hour-long solo performance storytelling piece. It was commissioned with Arts Council funding and it was premiered at the Soho Theatre in London in 2012. Since then it's been performed at theatres and festivals and in schools across the UK and further afield in Europe and beyond. And it follows the fortunes of one John Henry Williams, a natural prankster. He starts with schoolboy pranks, works his way up to running circles around his employers, joins the army, squeezing through the cracks in the army, exploiting loopholes, impersonating officers, and the tricks get bigger and bigger and bigger, and we follow the game of his life until suddenly he crosses a line. It's one trick too many, and now it isn't a game anymore. "Peter, I'm sorry to hear about it all," he said. "About what?" said Peter. "Well, your dog for starters, that's terrible." "What about me dog?" "Dead." "Dead?" said Peter. "I didn't know. How?" "Well, he ate too much meat from your family pony." "What? Me family pony? Dead? How?" "Well, it was in the fire, you know." "Fire?" said Peter. "What fire?" Performance storytelling is a unique experience. It's sometimes called cinema of the imagination. And as a storyteller, you're taking the audience into the world of the story in their own minds, through one's verbal and physical language. And storytelling is almost what defines us as human beings. We make sense of the world through story all the time. You know, every time we go home from work or from school and tell people what we've done in the day, we're telling them a story. So we make sense of the whole world through story. And people have been storytelling forever. Storytelling is one of the oldest art forms, perhaps the oldest human activity, just about. So when we start listening to storytelling, we're immediately hooked into it because we are such narrative beings. John Henry Williams walked along the road and there was a little church. He opened the door, seemed empty, and there by the door, just inside, there was a wooden collection box. So he opened his suitcase and he popped it inside. He was about to go when from the back of the church a door opened and a voice said, "Can I help you?" It was the vicar. "No," said the young man. "Well, maybe. I do have a bit of a problem. I've stolen something that doesn't belong to me. Can I give it to you?" "Certainly not," said the vicar. "You have to give it back to the person from whom you stole it." "That's the trouble," said Henry. "I've tried to do that and he won't take it." "Oh, well, I suppose in that case you'll have to keep it," said the vicar. "I thought so," he said, "but it's good to hear it from your own lips, vicar." For Trickster, the world is absolutely alive every moment with possibility. You know, that's what the world is. And I think we've all experienced some moments of that, you know, that when living in this world is at its most vital for us. And that's Trickster's experience every moment of every day. It was dark in the lodge, but the moonlight was coming through the window. He could hear a sound. There was a click, a whisper, a shuffle at the door. And now he could see the silhouettes of 1, 2, 3 men. One of them had a shotgun under his arm. Henry picked up his suitcase. He picked up his pistol, he pointed it at the silhouettes by the door and he squeezed the trigger twice. He jumped out of the window and he ran. So I think both for myself as the storyteller and for the audience, whenever Trickster is being performed, our own Trickster inside wakes up a bit more, opens his eyes wide, smiles, tips us a wink, nudges us in the side, opens us up to that possibility in life. So when they leave the theatre or the school at the end of the performance, they're left very vividly with that world of the story lingering in their head, and it stays with them long after the lights are off and the storyteller has gone home.